Hello. I thought I would try to present another perspective of the eating of animals and what that means to both you and the animal and to our whole humanity. I try to come from a perspective of compassion mostly, but I guess that's just me. I just have always had a soft heart towards animals. But there is a much, much deeper reason on why you should not eat another fellow creature, any creature who's ever had life in it. I'm going to kind of be reading from my notes because I wrote this out to send to somebody, and I just don't want to recreate the wheel. So I'm not trying to be judgmental to anybody. That's not my purpose here, to be judgmental. It's my desire to share my knowledge that's been given to me from the Father. That's my purpose in life, that's my mission, and that's why I'm here. So that's what I'm doing. I've put it off long enough that I feel like the time has come that now I should be doing this, and so I'm doing this. As many of you may or may not know, there are two creation stories in the scriptures. There's the first one, and then there's the second one. The first one, it's my belief, it was the Father that created us, gave us the divine spark of life, and then Yahweh and his cohorts came over and kind of reformatted everybody and recreated the whole creation. So you can see the two different creation stories in Genesis 1 and 2. In our first creation, we didn't have blood. Humans, God-men, did not have blood. We had the breath of life. We had the spirit of the divine, and there was not a need for a blood infusion in our bodies. We didn't get blood until we were reformatted by Yahweh in the second creation. He's the one that needed blood, and the gods and goddesses of that time and up to now, the demons, even the demons, need our blood for energy and food. So they reformatted humanity to include blood, which would feed their energy. And so blood sacrifice, I'm really making this really short, kind of really in a nutshell. But blood sacrifice was created shortly after that time to feed our blood to the gods and to just keep their energy going. Without our blood infusion, they won't exist. They need the spark of the divine to continue their existence, and the only way they can get that is through our blood. So in this continuum, you can see this in the Bible throughout the Old Testament up through Yeshua's death on the cross as a blood sacrifice. The universe and all creation exists and must abide by certain universal laws and the laws of physics. There is no escaping this fact. And written into and spoken into these laws in our present universe is the law of free will. This is why the dark forces have to reveal the truth to us, always. Whether it's mixed in lies, hidden in code, only in that way have they not violated our free will and consequently the laws of the universe. If they violate our free will, it's to their own death and destruction. So they cannot violate our free will. Through our free will choices in this world of duality and polarity, we are always faced with a choice that will be the direction of love and life or death and destruction. There's no getting around that. We always have that choice that will lead one way or the other way. And it's on us to discern the truth. Now, when the truth is mixed in with the lies, it's on us to discern the truth and then to live our truth. And the only way to find that truth is to go within our heart and hear the words of our Creator spoken through our heart, where His throne resides. The way back to the Father, there is only one way back to the Father, and Yeshua taught us this way. He gave us the words of life that lead back to our Creator, the Father. The only way back there is that way. You never heard Him speak of death or destruction or the consuming of blood. He only had words of love, life, peace, and harmony. To this day, every animal that is slaughtered and consumed by humanity is a blood sacrifice unto the dark forces. The fear the animals experience, their pain, suffering, and broken hearts feed the dark forces through people. The people take in the dark energy of death and become the harborers of death and destruction, whitewashed tombs, if you will, all by free will choice of humans against the free will of the animals and their fellow creatures. By fueling our bodies first by breaking the first law of violating the free will of our fellow creatures, and secondly by consuming their fear, pain, and suffering, energized blood, we choose to keep our being in the lower vibration of death and destruction, making it nearly impossible to ever escape this prison planet. When we choose life and love and fill our bodies with life-filled sustenance, and not death and destruction, but full of life food, we become that. You are what you eat. And we will have nothing that the dark forces want from us in that regard. Yahweh is the gatekeeper of humanity, but it doesn't mean He doesn't speak the truth. He even lays it out clear in the scripture of Ezekiel 20:11. You can go read it yourself. He talks about, I'll just read it. But if a man be righteous and do righteous and justice, and has not eaten the meat sacrificed to idols on the mountains, neither has lifted up his eyes to the idols in the altars of the house of Israel, neither has defiled his neighbor's wife. And he goes on to say, he who does so is a righteous man and shall surely live. The ones who eat the meat sacrificed to idols, he shall not live, because he has done all these things. He shall surely die. His blood shall be upon him. So he's saying, even though he is the one that created us to want the blood, he's revealing the truth because he has to. Otherwise, he'll violate our free will. So he is the gatekeeper of humanity. He knows the laws of the universe, of the Eternal One. Like everyone, he has to reveal the truth to us. He needs to be done. He needs to tell us what needs to be done to escape death and destruction, or by God, pun intended, you will obey his laws. So that's it in a nutshell. What eating animals, I know everybody likes their steak and burgers and their chicken wings and whatnot, but by doing that, you're continuing the blood offering, the blood sacrifice to the dark forces. You're feeding it, and you are part of that system. There's only one way out. There's only one way back to the Father, fully and completely, to get off of this prison planet, and I hope you'll find it.